Hey guys, it's fantastic to see you all here. Did you do something new with your hair? You're looking good. But anyway, besides all of that there, today I have the privilege of bringing to us a very interesting topic to talk about, especially seeing as we are now just entering into the beginnings of a brand new year. So one of the things that I think is really interesting when it comes to New Year's has always been this idea of a New Year's resolution. We set these as sort of blasé standards that we might have for the year. Now, something that I heard recently at church actually really changed my outlook on what it is that I wanted from this year and how I wanted to approach this idea of a resolution or an outlook on what my year should be like. And that's the idea of having more of a motto and a mindset as opposed to a resolution that drives all of my actions and my thoughts for this coming year. So why is this helpful? Well, one of the main reasons why this would be helpful is because it gives me clarity for the year ahead. I know what sort of decisions I'm going to make. I may not know what those decisions will have to be made in, what sort of situations, but I know where the motivation will come from. Why am I talking about this? Well, you've read a title. We're talking about vision. Vision is incredibly important to us as human beings, and especially as Christians. And I'm not just talking about general clarity of sight. I mean having a real, clear, thought out vision. But before we can even get into that kind of topic, we need to talk about what vision actually is. So, here we are. Today I'm going to be looking up what vision means. Vision. Here we are. The ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Or if you prefer, a vivid mental image, especially a fanciful one of the future. So, with all that in mind, what does vision help with? Well, vision comes twofold. Now, the first part of having vision, or a vision being set for ourselves, is that it creates goals for us. Now, setting goals gives us a long-term vision and short-term motivation, especially if it's broken up properly into small little segments. It gives us the overall plan that we have from where we can start to tackle it bit by bit. It focuses our acquisition of knowledge and helps us organize our time and our resources so that we can make the most out of life. That would be the way that the internet would actually define this. But there's a lot of nuggets of truth in there. Here's how the Bible describes how important our vision needs to be and how it needs to be centered in Him. In 2 Corinthians 4 verse 18, we read, "As we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal." So this is what we as Christians strive for, an eternal mindset. It goes so much farther than any long-term goals we can have. But on this earth, in this life, we are still called to do the works of God. We are still called to live out a purpose that He has placed within our lives, to use the skills that He's given us, to use the talents that we have, the imagination that we have, and to be wise in compared to our old worldly selves. See, many people find that if they don't create plans in their life, that if they don't have a vision and they lack that vision, they find that they just end up drifting through life. Kind of like a leaf being tossed in the wind. It doesn't have its own direction, it doesn't have its own motivation, it doesn't even have its own self-control. It just goes wherever the wind takes it. Now, granted, sometimes I feel that we need those moments in life, but that's what they should be. Moments. God calls us to be purpose-driven, driving constantly for excellence. And the only way that we can drive towards excellence and live out in that perfect plan that He has for us is by constantly centering ourselves in His Word, in His presence, and setting a vision for ourselves to follow. And you know what's really important about vision? It helps cultivate something so important to you and I: faith. See, whatever vision you may have, whatever vision God may have given you in your life, it's going to take time. Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." Your vision may not be something that is currently right here, right now, present in your life, but it's something that you are looking to. We all need purpose in our lives. We all need a direction in which to head. If we don't have that, where will we end up? And the Bible highlights this very clearly. In Proverbs 29 verse 18 it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he." If we keep to God's law, to his word, if we keep to the guidance of the Spirit and we follow Jesus wherever he may lead us, we will surely come out somewhere far more incredible than we can imagine, even if we don't know exactly where that may be. Now here's the thing that I said with vision, is that it's twofold. While it can help us look ahead of ourselves to where it is that we want to go, it also allows us to look back at the choices that we've made. It allows us to learn. It allows us to grow from who we were so that we can become who we're meant to be. Self-reflection is an incredibly important part of having vision. Now, my vision for this year is to live a year of change. So I encourage you, join me. Create a year motto for yourself. Plan out that vision, speak to God, and align yourself this year into what his purpose is for your life. Now I know this year is already not looking exactly how we may have thought that it would be looking, but that's okay, because nothing stops God's plan and purpose in your life. And if you don't feel that you have a vision, that you don't have a set path ahead of you, that's okay. Seasons come and seasons go. Perhaps right now you're in the planning stages. Perhaps right now you're waiting for that vision to come. It'll come to you. But as long as you keep yourself in his word, you can't go wrong. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you all very soon.